What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back to another late night in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your brewmaster in chief. And tonight in the BrewLab, I'm coming at you with some vampire decks. Two, plural, you heard me right. I've decided that we just need to start doing some rapid fire vampire ideas because of obvious reasons. As you can see here behind me, Crimson Bow first day of spoilers has already happened. I've already done a little video on my first impressions. The link to that video will be in the description down below. But yeah, so far I'm really impressed, and these guys are already on the store for us to purchase. I shall be doing so first thing tomorrow morning. Probably just gonna go for the boosters. Ooh, 11th of November. So today is the 29th. That's 1 week, less than 2 weeks. Ooh, excitement levels peaking. The format is a little stale right now. An injection of new cards is exactly what we're gonna need. So, vampire decks, two of them. The one that has been getting me the most wins, I'm sitting on about 60%, 57 or something like that, is the real Fangs. And I have to give credit where credit is due. Thank you to Edwin for giving me this idea. I had been dabbling with this combo already, and I'm just surprised I didn't think about it myself. Where you use the reels +1 to give your vampires haste as soon as they enter the battlefield. And I was using that with the Westgate Regent, because if you guys remember correctly, it gains +1/+1 counters equal to the number of damage that it got in for. And if you have to have it sitting there on the battlefield, sure, it has ward, discard a card. It has to sit there for a whole turn before you can attack. It, the opponent's doing everything they can to get rid of that thing, ward or no ward. And so it more often than not did not get to attack the next turn. But if you can give it haste, and I think the deck was even called like Archdukes and Regents or something like that. I'll leave a link to that one as well in the comments. It's still standard legal in the video description. But basically, now I'm doing the same exact thing, but instead of having the Regent, which is also 5 mana, as the top end of my vampire deck, I'm having Drana, the Last Blood Chief, as the top end, and she starts bringing our vampires back from the graveyard. And if you can give her haste so that she does so the turn she comes into play, which is what made Drana horrible in the first place, is like, you should have to just sit there, 4/4 for 5 mana, and then she gets removed, and you've just wasted your turn. Now, if she can come in, you +1 Zareel, and it's on curve, and you bring back even just a Vampire Socialite, or a Falconwrath Pit Fighter, or a Nighthawk Scavenger. Unfortunately, it's not legendary, so you cannot bring back Florian. That's okay. The rest of our vampires are not legendary, and they can come back from the graveyard to the battlefield directly as soon as she hits the board, as long as Zareel is there to give his +1-iness. But yeah, the rest is just pretty straightforward. We've already seen a similar shell. I've just trimmed it down. This is the most agriest I can make it. Drana's just really there to rebuild the board state if we don't get them in the early game. But I've waxed this play pattern of, turn 1 Falconwrath, turn 2 Vampire Socialite, or turn 2 Vampire Socialite, turn 3, a couple of Falconwraths, or turn 3 of Florian, or turn 3 Nighthawk Scavenger with, and they get counters on them because of the Vampire Socialite. I'm starting to learn how to play with Florian so that you attack and then check, for what you could cast before casting your spell in your first combat, in your first main phase. Because then when you exile stuff off the top of your library with Florian, you won't be able to cast it. So this vampires as they are now in Midnight Hunt, I've put in a lot of work, a lot of hours, and I feel like I've waxed it. And this is This is really, really good, and I will show you so in gameplay footage shortly. But before we do so, I just wanted to pop into this one, which I'm calling This Party Sucks, because it's vampires and they suck blood, but also because it's a party deck and because it top ends with Zagreus, the Thief of Heartbeats. But we also get to run Malakir, Blood Priest. And what I was thinking to myself when I was building this deck is that the only party member we're missing in a vampire tribal deck is a wizard. There's no vampire wizard. There's clerics. They've just given us some really sweet vampire warriors in Midnight Hunt, but there's no wizards at all. And now we finally have a wizard. It is the transformable one. Go look at these spoilers. There's links in all the videos from the spoiler footage today. And links to that video in this video. So you've got no excuse. You got to go look at the spoilers. There's a wizard. It's a vampire wizard, and it's going to be good. It like fits the whole thing. So finally, I think this party deck is going to be good because it's got some sweet like other party stuff that helps. You don't have to run Drana for, like Thwart the Grave, which I might go up to like a 3 of in a potential future vampire party deck where I can get rid of maybe some Florians. I'm already thinking like, what would I go down a couple copies and maybe leave space for the wizard, and then we can get Zagreus down on turn 4. It's like turn 1 Falconwrath Pit Fighter, turn 2 Malakir Blood Priest, or let's say turn 2 Null Priest of Oblivion, turn 3 the wizard, and that's already warrior, cleric, wizard, and then you just bring in Zagreus for 4 mana on turn 4, and you swing in with a bunch of death touches. That's pretty nice, and it allows you, because you're leaning into the party mechanic, then you get to Malakir Blood Priest is actually really, really good because of all the cards that say as long as the opponent lost life this turn, you just play the Blood Priest, and your opponent loses life equal to the number of creatures in your party. Even if you've only got one other creature, the Blood Priest itself is a cleric, so you anyway do 1 damage, which can then trigger your Florian, your Vampire Socialite, so on and so forth. So, and the Falconwrath Pit Fighter that have this only if opponent lost life this turn clause. So fusing those two together has been really, really fun, and this deck's been performing for me big time. And we get to run Deadly Alliance, which if you have like 3 party members, which is as much as we can ever get in this version before we get the wizard vampire, is so cost reduction of 3, so you can cost this for 2, and it's destroy target creature or planeswalker, instant speed, boom. And then Thwart the Grave, like I said, instead of Drana, costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your party, so it can be cast for as little as let's say 3 or 4 would be usually what you're casting it for. If you've got like 3 or 4, 2 or 3 party members, and the ability to bring back 1 target creature card and up to 1 target cleric, rogue, warrior. So it's really, really been good for me because of the ones that are not party members, like Florian, like the Vampire Socialite. These are noble vampire nobles. They don't fit the party, so you can bring back 1 of them and a rogue, blah, 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 blah. It's been really, really good. I might go up to 3 copies. Both of these decks are still works in progress, and we're going to be playing a couple of games on the ladder with both of them, and then we'll make some adjustments along the way. But that's it. I don't really need to explain too much the decks. We've played enough vampires decks at this point. If you follow my channel, you will know what's going on. If you don't follow my channel, what are you doing? Follow the channel. All right. Of course, don't forget to do all that other great YouTube stuff. You could be so kind as to like the video, leave a comment, and hit the bell icon if you'd like to be notified of future daily uploads. But here we go. Game 1. And these vampire decks are going to be so much fun. I'm freaking dying to play them. Like, instead of Zerial here, I'll just play, like, maybe 2 copies of Sorin, the new Planeswalker. It's going to be sick. Nice hand. A little bit slow start. But if we just get, like, opponent's mulliganing quite significantly. The real Cali Scry. If we just can top deck some of our 1 and 2 drops, then we're in business. I really like these dual lands. I think with the arrival of the, they completed the cycle. Now there's a land like this for every color combination. Okay, we really need to get our Crippling Fear. There's 3 copies of Crippling Fear. Against this brew, it's essential. It's a big problem. Lead Spellbinder. Man, mono white is just so good. Luckily he's out of cards. He had to mulligan down a lot, so that's the one thing we got going for us here. Wonder what he's gonna put aside. This is a real. I thought he would have gone for the Nighthawk Scavenger. We were still within Crippling Fear range. Now we're not. That is a big problem. Of course. They've always got it. The freaking apparition. The one thing that could have freaking sniped my... Well, I mean, they could have also had a... Oh, so brutal. This will come back as a 3-3. Let's see what he does. The counter that I would get here. The illusion counter. Okay. We can attack everyone, I hope. Come on. I know you want to. Yes. We get back to 3-3 and block the Luminarch Aspirant. Whew. Staying alive. Staying alive. Not for long though. That's game. Good game. Mono white, baby. Off of like a mulligan down to 5. They still shredded us. Still the best aggro deck in the format. %52 win rate. It was 56. Been playing this deck a lot today. Some last minute adjustments included that 1 copy of Haunting Voyage on the top end. It used to be 3 copies of Drana. I don't know if I'll go back to that because I really want to showcase that Drana synergy with the Zerial. And how that will potentially play into a future vampire deck. Ooh, that is a great start. So the start you want, and it's why we need more good 1-drops. Because it's rare that you get it. Very aggressive start. Just gotta land. Thing of like attack first. goes for the trade, or for the block. How we play. They always come in with an extra counter because of the socialite. It's so good. It's kind of like a back to front Luminarch Aspirant. It's also 2-drop. It's really good. It's not as good as the Aspirant, obviously. Oof. That sucks. Better have a lot of removal or a good sweeper or something. There it is. Cheeky. Okay, we can draw some cards over this Falcon Wrath Pit Fighter next turn, depending on what we top deck. Oh, buddy, no. Can you imagine this guy? Sweeper boy, huh? Of course we got that matchup. So close, we're so close. Terminate. Yes. It was good either way. If he didn't block, then I would have been able to do the draw card thing. He did block, we could kill it with the Crippling Fear. It was, now we're left with nothing in the barrel. Like, we're really just top decking. It's not where you want to be. Oh, yay. Lands. Our aggro plan has been completely thwarted by the Shadow's Verdict, Me Took Massacre combo. This guy's come ready for the aggro player. I don't see us coming back from this. Ooh.
Have impeccable study habits.
Can't attack now, but he's probably just got a removal. I mean, he's got a handful of black cards. Just get rid of my Drana, and I'll just quit the game. So close. We almost had him. Yeah. Good game. On to the next one. Oh, I gotta move myself back here again. Stream is cursed, man. 3 straight losses back to back after having a really good day with the deck. Let's queue up into at least a couple more. It's a nice aggro deck, so it's pretty quick. And if I don't, get my God draw, I might just make those adjustments again and take out the Voyage. It's weird how a little change like that can like screw up the algorithm for you. Don Juanito. It just needs a red source. We get it. We're so good. The deck listens. Although it's probably fading hopes. And I don't know if I'd rather it be Dimir or Mono Blue. Same as last game. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. Nice curve. Now we start running into the opponent's, stuff. Ooh, Azor. Yes, sir. That's clearly saw it coming. So I just play into it. Who cares? Yeah. Then it's probably Doomscar, which is not good at all. Doomscar. No. Okay. Why would it tap both of my red sources when I could have played Falcon Wrath? Auto tapper, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. Wow. Yeah, I mean, Doomscar is definitely a concern here. Oh. There it is. We're just sitting here waiting for him to get a Doomscar. It's a terrible feeling. He's just looking for it. Don't know if we'll get there before he does. Zori's control is really good right now, in my opinion. Like, wow good. That's my final offer. You've got a Doomscar, it's GG. If you don't, I win. Oh, I don't want to look. If he had it, he would have just played it already. Oh. We get him. How much removal does he have? Gains 2 life, 10. Still not enough. 30 Don Juanito. Alright. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, my thinking was to have this backup plan. Like, if we don't get the Drana thing, at least we can cast a Voyage. Ooh. And get all of our vampires back from the graveyard that way. But it kind of feels like the wrong sort of tempo. The plan here is to do it on curve. I think I'm going to go back to this. Okay, probably last one. We're only 24 minutes in. We can probably squeeze in a couple more with this one. just to really get a good feel for it. And then I want to switch to the party one because that one's freaking crazy. A little bit less consistent, but it's fun. And I think, well, yeah, it's gonna get better. I think that's the one that can definitely get better. With the arrival of, just from the few short spoilers that I've received today, I have a feeling that the Vampire Party deck is gonna be sick. It'll be one that doesn't have to lean so heavily into Olivia and all the nobles here that you see on the screen. It'll be more focused on creature types. Nice little bit of curve action here again. Boom, boom, boom. Again, Azorius. Definitely Doomscar. This time it's Doomscar, and I think I know it. So I'll play out my less, the threat I'm least worried about losing. Or it could be Sword coming. Almost prefer if it was. Okay, we still don't know what it was. Because we cast that straight from the hand. Probably another sword coming, but what am I supposed to do? Okay, no. Phew, I got worried there for a moment. You could still scry up a reject another on a target creature. Okay. Oh. So much card draw and filtering. In Azorius right now, it just like in CGB's own words feels like cheating, and you always have the right you always feel like you have the right answer in hand, and that's how I felt with my Esper control deck. By the way, go have a look at that one. It's still my best performer over the last like 5 days. I'm sitting on like 70+% win rate. Okay. Let's see what Florian reveals. Will it be better to cast than Drana? We're revealing 6 cards now. It's nuts. Okay, so should we try and go for a Zerial? A gate? Even worse. The Devious Cover-Up. Puts all the annoying cards right back into his library. This is the CGB version for sure. The win con is annoying me to crap in pieces. Let's see. Oh, there we go. That'll do it. The play with the if we can attack with Drana next turn, which looks like we might. Then returning the Socialite is a really sweet play. Because it gets a counter from the Drana, and then the Drana gets a counter from it. Of course, Fading Hope or something. Mascot Exhibition. No. Teachings. I was getting happy because if it had been Mascot Exhibition, the only flyer that it has is a 2-1, and we could have killed it with the Neonate's Rush. And still gotten in for damage with Drano. Or, you know, as long as she attacks, I don't even have to get in. Although if I do, that would be a lot better. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I mean, can you believe this nonsense, guys? Ah, my God. Now that Mascot Exhibition, no. You're gonna exile it, exile it. See if I can. Yes, yes, yes. Wonder if he'll just go straight for the reduced to memory. Opponent. Yep. Wow, that's horrible. And the teaching of the archaics. So mean. Eat that. Yeah, he blocked it. What? Yeah, exactly. 6 damage. Not bad. I would really like to beat this guy. Like, the game is morphing into that late game that my deck is not suited for. He's just got endless options. He's going through his deck pretty quickly, but not that quickly that milling himself is going to be a problem. Especially with Devious Cover-Up. I should have swung in with the Hall. I mean, the Hive. Although he's got another Field of Ruin. Come on, come on. My thinking is that it's the Field of Ruin holding priority, not the counter in his hand, or he would have gone for it already. What? Way to go, buddy. Okay, that's pretty annoying. Draw 2, discard 2. Beginning of turn, draw 1. Starts with 3 cards in hand. Endless mana. We can top deck a Field of Ruin, which I do have 2 of, I believe, in the deck. Let me just quickly have a look. Yes, as usual. Then we can quickly get rid of his before we can get rid of our Hive. We might just do that right now. Ooh, it's a Teferi down. Deluge. think he would have drawn a card. Okay, no, I would have just got an. Oh wow. Perfect. Can you imagine how much life you just gained? Woohoo! Sneaking in an attack. Going for 7. Ah, right. Pete's sake. Get to draw. For the clue token. Ooh, was that the Doomscar finally? Land. A freaking land. Almost all of them. Feels like, at least. Not need that. Oh, baby, baby, baby. Are you kidding me? Incredible nonsense. Okay, I might still catch him unawares with this next turn. Big deluge. Come on, please. Mordenkainen. -3. Make dog.
You mustn't be very wise.
Kill dog. Win
Apparently,
game.
I can create your doom in dog form.
Okay. That's fine. We still got him. Blocks. Yeah, I think, yeah, we still got him. He's tapped out. When he sees the hungry for more in my hand, he might just concede. Got him. Oh, so sweet. Oh my goodness. Took the control deck out after a long, lengthy match. Facing down a devastating mastery. Opponent probably got a little bad luck, didn't find his Doomscar, even though he tried a lot of deluging and things to get there. Maybe he was only running like a 2 copies, which is sometimes the case. But that felt good. Alright, on to the next one before we run out of time. Don't forget, as usual, I'll put both of these lists in the video description, as well on either hub for you guys to copy and enjoy. Quick little refresher of what's going on in here, okay? We've got some party cards. Deadly Alliance, Thought to Grave, Malakir, Zagras. The rest are new vamps. Removal, Demon Bolt, Deadly Alliance, Cooking Fear, boom, boom, boom. Come back from graveyard with Thwart. How many lands did I have in here? 23. was thinking I could go to 22 and put in one Agadeem's Awakening, but 23 is already quite low, so okay. Let's just leave it at that. This party sucks. Four lands, sure. I'll keep it. The warrior for the themed brew party themed brew. There, I mean, you can clearly tell they had the long vision here. Like when they've made the Malakir Blood Priest, Malakir, into a party vampire. These block. Oh no, it's now. Okay, so we just put that. Ooh, there were some good cards there on the top. Oh well. Opponent bricks out. No lands, probably. So 58% win rate with this one over 15 plus games. It's actually doing a little bit better than the other one. Did I get it wrong in the beginning? I've been playing a lot of vampire decks. Maybe I switched my statistics around. Highly likely. Zagras, the vampire rogue, gives everybody death touch. Did not see enough play at all, in my opinion. Could have been sweeter if it was a 5/5. Okay. Warrior, cleric. And 1 turn 2, destroy something. Sweet little hand. Moose eaters. Moose eaters. Mooses eat ears. Oh no. Not Ores of Control. Oh yes. Oh yes. Blood on the snow and everything. Nice 4 damage though on turn 2. A little boom boom. Oopa. Can sacrifice something for some card draw. Oof. Going a long game. Crippling Fear. Double copies. Yay. Wow. All life a turn. Still a counter kick. Wow. Oh, wow.
I won't stand by as innocent people are slaughtered.
Although, sorry, I was thinking about earlier. I was talking about this. Ooh, there we go. There's this card called like demonic something. It's a 3-mana sorcery. I just reviewed it in spoilers, and it's like exiles the top 13 cards of your library, and then you can choose one. If you've got Kai, you can play stuff that you earn in exile as well back if they're legendary. So that could be relevant. Oh, that's a Doom's car. That's enough lands now. I bet you he's desperate for another white sauce. Yeah, that's Doomscar for sure. Yep, there we go. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Good cards, please. Okay, both of them at level 3. Whew. He's probably just got another Doomscar. It's a bad idea. Alright, I'm gonna clip this one.
Time to focus. I got a
Yeah, I'm
job
gonna
to
come
do.
back from that. The last match where we ground down the Azorius guy, we just got lucky. We didn't get all his sweepers. This guy has multiples. It's like Doomscar and Blood on the Snow player. I'm getting into the late game. I don't have much card draw in the deck, unfortunately. It's kind of really up to the Falconwrath Pit Fighter, which is not the most reliable way of drawing cards. 49 minutes. Getting there. Oh, it's been a long day. Oh, pardon me. Nice turn 1, turn 2. Sorry, turn 2, turn 3. Yeah, I think just because he comes into play, the opponent will have lost life. Ooh, this deck is cool. I remember this. Okay, no, I have to play out the scavenger rather. Because he's a rogue, then I can get 2 damage. This deck's really funky. I like it. They just play land after land. As long as they got these 2 enchantments, they gain enough life. Oof. There it is. Our demise. And then it's a bunch of sweepers. And then eventually he makes a really big land with the druid class. It's super sweet deck. Not that many people are playing it, and I really like it. Three, 4, 5. One more source, we can go reanimating things. But it's not looking good. Oh no.
From root to canopy, the trees are mighty.
Yep, yeah. What? Yep. Burden mastery. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's another game. Alright guys, one more. Let's try end on a win. I'm too tired and I'm underperforming and I'm not giving the deck justice. These 2 brews are brewalicious, I promise you. I've spent a lot of time on them. I highly recommend that you give them both a whirl. They're not very intense on the mythics and rares. And if you've already got the whole of Midnight Hunt, it'll be a good idea for you to get some play practice and some vampires before the new set arrives. Ooh, maybe a little under 2 weeks to go. Maybe Elrond's Epiphany will finally bugger off. Something new will emerge. Or they might ban it if I could just get my wish. Blue lands. There it is. 0 damage. Oh my god. Mono blue is back, guys. Oh my god, it's so disgusting. Harness spell. There you go. Do I have enough? Like, oh no, it's not even. It's. Oh no. You've got to be kidding me, guys. What a joke. Not this guy. Especially against my kind of deck. That was a lot. That was 12. Oh. Barf. Maybe he'll play crab. Okay, I get a bit of a reprieve. We got black or red? No red. It'll be milled. It's even left in our deck. Ah, stinky mill deck. Can you imagine people still play this nonsense? Ah. Okay, representing lethal. Just have to get to the next turn. Blood on the snow without any snowlands. I'm about to lose my mind. What are the chances of that? What are the chances of that? And in a Tasha's hideous laughter deck. Come on. Oh god, no. Can you imagine I'm being milled in this day and age? Come on, dude. I've got one Nighthawk Scavenger, one Null Priest, one Zagreus. Oh my god. You disgusting person. How dare you? What a rat. Chill, 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 chill. Down to 8. Oh. Sure. We got him. Zagreus off the top. Yes! Ruby. Alright, lads and ladies. Lads and lasses. That's going to be it for tonight. I'm getting the droopy eye Lone Fox mode. And that's never a good look. So thank you all so much for watching. Those of you who stick around to the end, as you know, you are my favorite people in the whole wide world. I am going to be coming back at you tomorrow with some fresh brews. I got some mono black clerics in the cards. I got some Orzhov stuff that's looking really sweet, as well as an Esper Werewolves deck that's looking really sweet. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out. Peace, y'all.